This is a reading of Comprehension Test 1, Peter and the Beach, and its following comprehension questions. In front of the house there was a beach. Peter liked to stretch on the sand when the sun was warming it. From the back door of the house he would walk along a path as far as the sand and stand at the water's edge looking at the sea. When nothing very interesting was happening on the water, he would go down on his knees and take a handful of sand. Through his fingers ran the sand until only small stones and shells were left. Then, with a large sweep of his arm and with as much strength as he could muster, Peter would throw them away as far as he could. At other times he would go on his back and gaze up at the clouds, his hands idly searching the sand at his sides. He never stopped playing with the sand and feeling it run through his fingers, however much he was absorbed by the changes in the clouds. Occasionally, some fishing boats came close enough to the beach for Peter to see what the fishermen were doing. Then, with his hands clasped, he would look and look, while his whole body moved with the boat from side to side. When the fishermen drew in their nets, or cast them into the water, Peter would do the same with an imaginary net of his own from his place on the beach. On this small beach, Peter had a world of his own. Question 1. The passage tells mainly about A. The fishermen, B. The beach, C. Peter's love for the beach, or D. The house by the beach. Number 2. When nothing interesting was happening on the water, Peter would A. Take a handful of sand and let it run through his fingers, B. Watch the fishing boats, C. Pretend to be a fisherman by playing with his imaginary net, or D. Go back to the home. Number 3. When did Peter like to stretch out on the sand? A. When it was cold and wet with the water, B. When the clouds were flying by, C. When the stones and shells washed up, D. When the sun was warming it. 4. What did he do with the stones and shells left in his hand? A. Put them in his collection at home, B. Throw them as far away as he could, C. Buried them in the sand as he gazed at the sky, D. Stuffed them in his pocket to play with later. 5. In this passage, what was the last thing Peter did? A. Use his imaginary net, B. Clasp his hands and look, C. Move his body with the book from side to side, or D. Feel the sand run through his fingers.